Today I'm going to be creating a topography site using these sandbox tools in SketchUp. So this is something that I do on almost every project that I get a survey for, and the survey is usually coming from a surveyor or from the civil engineer. So you do need the line work, the AutoCAD line work, and it really needs to be set at sort of three-dimensional as far as the z-axis and really be showing the slope of your site. And I've already imported both the two-dimensional survey here you can see and place that on the ground. That's going to show my property lines and the setbacks and some of these retaining walls. And then I imported separately the survey that shows the elevations. And I've just lined those up, and this is pretty simple to do and to create, and then I'll show you how to edit it a little bit as well. So you're going to click into this. I had a few different groups there, and select all those contours. And I have this set up right now in my toolbar, and you can do that by going to View Toolbars and coming down here and selecting Sandbox. Or you can do that under Draw. They have Sandbox and Contours. There is a sandbox down here under Tools as well, and I'm not sure why the Contours isn't under that one. But either way, we are going to grab all the contours and select the button here, Create from Contours. I'd recommend always saving your model before you mess with the sandbox tools. Sometimes it will just crash if it's really complicated. So this is our surface, and that's going to go ahead and create a separate group there. So we can see that's how the building right now is sitting on the site. And I can already tell right here that we're going to need to retain some of this site. We're going to need to regrade some things. So I'll show you quickly how I edit this. So I'm going to be pulling out a retaining wall on my project here. So I would come in here, click that surface and hit Control-C, copy that. Then I'm going to go back into the topography, and I'm going to Shift Control-Alt-V, which is just paste in place, and then I'm going to group that. So now I have this group that is intersecting, but I want to cut the ground as well and really create a mass out of this. So I'm just going to use my push-pull tool, extend that out, and this looks like enough to me. I'll pull this up. So now I just have a box that's pretty much where my garage was. So back out one, here's your surface. I'm going to select both of those and then right click and come down to intersect faces and then with selection. Then if that worked, I can delete that. And now I have this surface. So I'm going to delete that surface and then come back here, and you can see that's worked. And I still have a couple areas. You can see this corner up here, how that's poking through. So I'm going to regrade that slightly by also using the sandbox tools. So we'll click into that, and you don't have to go all the way. So don't click this far, just click in and then select smooth. And I have my radius, you can see in the bottom right corner at 15 feet. So that's pretty good for this. And then just select one of these lines and you can drag that down. And usually I select, kind of a larger area just so it looks natural and how you regraded that a little bit. And we're clearing that, so maybe I'll come down a little bit more. That's pretty much it, at least to get started. There's a lot more you can do with a sandbox, and you can create topography from scratch and things like that, but this is something that I think every designer is going to have as a site that they really need to be accurate, and now you can do those site studies. You could probably select this entire model and just intersect with that surface, and the only reason I didn't do that is when I have a complicated model that's going to have a lot of profiles, or even if I have objects in my model, like, I don't know, furniture and all this stuff, these stairwells, I don't really want to make all those cuts. So I just create a profile box and kind of a massing, and then I intersect that with the site, and it's a simple way to kind of cut it out. So I hope that helps.